Alright guys, so we're going to start doing some videos again for this year. I have some already made from last year that we will use for this year as well. But I'm going to go ahead and go back and make some videos for the stuff from before I made those other videos. So here's 1-1 from the book. This is the first day of notes that we did on the first week of school. So here's our warm-up. First one here, we have x squared plus 3yz. And we know that x is 3, y is 6, and z is 4. So we are going to go ahead and plug in the numbers we know that the variables are equal to. So we know that x squared, x is 3, so it's 3, sorry about that, 3 squared plus 3 times y, which is 6, times z, which is 4. So you can square 3, that's 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 6 times 4. There's a couple ways you can do that without using a calculator. You do 3 times 4, because you know those numbers are smaller. It's going to give you 12. And then you're going to multiply the 12 times the 6. So 9 plus 12 times 6 is 72. And 9 plus 72 comes out to be 81. And that's our answer. Second one, we need to distribute the 2 first. So we have a parentheses, that's the first thing we got to get rid of. So we have 2x minus 14 equal to 5x plus 4. Now there's a couple ways we can go about this. We can subtract the 5x from both sides to get x on one side, or we can subtract 2x from both sides. I like to do that just because it gets the negative away from the x, keeps it so that we don't have to worry. If we didn't have an equal sign, if we had an inequality, we would have to divide by a negative and then switch the inequality, so we don't want to do that. So it's just a basic rule of thumb to make sure we don't have to deal with that later on. So the 2x's will cancel, left with negative 14, equal to 5x minus 2x is 3x, plus 4. And we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. We'll cancel on the 4 on the right. Negative 14 minus 4, so you're negative and you're taking away 4 more. So if you owe somebody $14 and you take $4 away from them, or you take 4 more from them, then you now owe them $18, equal to 3x. And we divide by 3. So the 3's cancel, and negative 18 divided by 3 is a negative, because it's negative over positive, and 18 divided by 3 is 6. Okay, so there's our warm-up. Now we're going to get into the notes. Now, keep in mind, when we were doing this in class, we did do vocab the first day, and there's the vocab explanation. Don't have to worry about that right now, because we already did it. Here's all the vocab words you had to define, 40 of them. And these are the vocab words that we're looking at today, specifically undefined term, point, line, plane, collinear, coplanar, intersection, definition, defined term, space. So here are 3 of those vocab words right away, kind of just basic definitions of them. Again, we defined them on our vocab the first day when we did these notes. So I'm not going to really go over them. I'll leave them up there for a minute here, but a point is a location. It has neither shape nor size. These are your 3 undefined terms, by the way. A line is made up of points and has no thickness or width. There's exactly 1 line through any 2 points. A plane is a flat surface made up of points that extends infinitely in all directions. There's exactly 1 plane through any 3 points, not on the same line, so they can't be collinear. They have to be basically forming a triangle. Sorry. Also, just to give you guys fair warning, I am making this video at home, so it is possible our dogs could bark. They like to bark at random things. And I'm also caring for my son right now, so if he starts crying in the middle of this, I'll probably just pause the video, hopefully before he even starts making any noise. But just in case you hear him in the background, I'm sorry ahead of time. So A here, we need to use the figure to name a line containing point K. Now there are a ton of different options. Actually, in my notes I wrote them all down. I'm not going to write them all down here, I'm just going to write a few of them. So when you're naming a line or a point or a plane or array, a segment, anything like that, you just have to use the symbols or the name, like the wording of it. So this is a line, so you can say line, whatever. And then sometimes they'll give you these little squiggly letters here, like A. That's naming the line right there. That's giving us a name for it. And when you're naming lines or segments or planes, or not planes, sorry, line, segments, or arrays, you can use any 2 points on that line. So we can use KL, we can use LK, go the other way. We can use JK, and we can use KJ. Or we can use the other pair, JL or LJ, either way. Now, along with that, there is a symbol to represent a line. So, like I said, you can use the name line and just put A. Or you can use A with the symbol on top of it, which is just a line on top of it with 2 arrowheads, indicating that it's a line. If you don't remember to put those arrowheads on the top, you could be representing a line segment or array. Sorry about that, I didn't mean to get rid of that. I was worried my son was about to start crying. So, hit the wrong button in the heat of the moment. So again, you can use either of those two. These both work. Or you can use any 2 of the points on the line, like I said, and we can say line JK. Or again, we can put the symbol on the top of JK. And again, if you don't remember both arrowheads, you're representing something else. One arrowhead is array. No arrowheads is a line segment, not a line. So make sure you have what you're representing here. So this is a line, so you have to have both arrowheads, because lines go both directions infinitely. So those are just 4 different options. I came up with about 14 different options on my notes, and that's probably not even all of them, just from this picture, but lots of different ways you can name it. They're all right. It's just making sure you don't include point M, basically, or the B off to the side. That's something else, which is what we're going to look at next. So the next one, B, for example 1. Wants us to find or name the planes. Now again, remember what it takes to make a plane is 3 points, so we can use any 3 of those 4 points as long as they're not on the same line. So we can't use JK and L together. Or, again, just like the line has A, the plane has this B here, and that is representing the plane. So there's no special symbol for a plane, so we just write out the word plane with B. Or again, we can use any 3 points to name it. It could be plane JML, or it could be KML, whatever 3 you want, as long as they form a triangle instead of a line. So we're going to use JML. Either of those 2, and again here I came up with a ton of different names. I'm not going to count them all, there's a ton of them. As long as they're not in the same line, that's really all that matters here. So our next 2 here, pretty simple. They want us to name the geometric shape that represents, or that is modeled by these specific things. So a patio for the first one. So between points, lines, and planes, what can a patio represent? So a patio is like a sheet. It's not a line. It's not a specific location. It's a series of locations. So a patio represents a plane of those 3. So our answer here is just plane. Okay, our next one here, a geometric shape modeled by a button on a table. So the table would be our plane, right, because it's a series of locations. The button is located somewhere on that plane. It's just a point. Okay, pretty simple, right? If we had like a row of bricks on the patio, it would be a line, you know, something along those lines. Okay, the next one here wants us to draw and label a figure for this situation. So first off, it says we have plane R, so we know we have to have a plane. So we draw a parallelogram to represent our plane. So there's our parallelogram. Then it says that it contains lines A, B, and D, E. So just draw two lines. And it says they intersect at point P, so we do have to make them intersect. So there's one line. We'll label it as AB. And then here's our other line, DE. And they intersect at point P. This is plane R, by the way. We've got to make sure to label our plane too. And the last bit says that there's a point C that's not collinear with line AB or DE, so that's just somewhere off to the side. Anywhere over here, that's point C. So there's our plane. Okay? The next one here, we need to now use a coordinate system. So I'm going to draw out a little coordinate system for us. Four units in both directions. Says that line QR is on the coordinate plane, and Q is at negative 2, 4. So negative 2 to the left, up 4. It's right here. That's Q. And then we have point R. Right, and point R is at 4, negative 4, so we're going to go to the right 4 and down 4. Down here for R, and we just connect them. To form our line. And you can notice there is one more point. It says to add point T, so it's collinear with these points. So we can add T wherever we want to. There actually is a slope to this line. My graph's a little bit off, but that's just because, I hand drew it, so it's going to be off a little bit. But it's right there on the x-axis at 1, 0. There's T for us. All right? So now, let's move on. There's my kiddo. He's very rambunctious right now. He's getting ready to have a bath after I'm done with this video. Our next one here, we need to label or come up with the answers to all these questions here. So, how many planes appear in this figure? We see plane S is drawn for us, but we also have to remember that it takes 3 points to make a plane, and A, B, and C there make a triangle non-collinear, so that's good. That means we have 2 planes in this figure. 3 points that are collinear here. We only have 3 that are an option. That's A, B, and D. They're all lying on the same line. A, B, C, and D are coplanar. That's what it's asking. We need to explain it as well. And yes, that is true. They are coplanar. But they are not coplanar on plane S. They have their own plane that they are forming. And then D here, at what point do DB and CA intersect? So DB was purposefully named that, so it didn't include the letter they do intersect at. CA does have it, that is at point A. Okay. Last thing we got to do now is our exit ticket. I'll go over it with you. There were some practice problems we did that day, or we were supposed to do that day. I don't think we ended up having time to do them. But, so here's our exit ticket. How many planes appear in the figure? Again, we can see plane T given to us. There is another plane that's including all of those lines. So there are 2. 3 points that are collinear. You have a couple options, 3 options actually. But A, X, and Z are all coplanar, as are X, O, and R, and B, R, and N. Again, you don't have to name all 3 answers here. It just says name 3 points that are collinear. So any of those three would be our correct answer. Our points X, O, and R are coplanar. They're on the same line, so that means yes, of course, they are coplanar. So yes, they're collinear. If they're collinear, you're going to be coplanar as well. And then at what point do BN and XO intersect? You can see that BN and XO intersect at point R. That is the one-legged name of the points on those lines. So that is at point R. Alright, and there are our notes for 1-1.